Hello everyone. In the last video, we discussed the installation of Python and IDE VS Code. So I hope you have got the Python installed in your PC. Now from this video, we are going to start Python formally. So in this video, we will discuss the introduction of Python, means what is Python and what are its characteristic or how does it work. Okay, so the small basic things which you should know before starting Python. So now you can register on www.conceptsofai.in, and then you can watch these videos in a structured way on that platform as well. Plus you can always create a personalized roadmap for your job role or for your desired job role like data scientist or ML engineer, depending on your current skill set. Okay, so you just have to take a small skill assessment test which will take only 1 2 minutes, and then you can create the personalized roadmap. Plus you can watch these videos on that platform in a structured way with all assignments attached with the videos only. Plus you are also given the code editor there, where you can always code on the platform itself. Okay, so whenever you get any doubt or anything, or whenever you want to code while watching the video, you can always use that code editor in the platform. Okay, and one more thing, if you get any doubt in these videos, you can always put it in the comment section. I will reply. Okay, so let us move to the screen and start with the Python. Okay, so let us start today's Python tutorial. So in this tutorial, we are going to discuss the basic introduction of Python. Means what is Python exactly? Okay, what are its characteristics? Okay, and how it is being used in data and AI. Okay, means basically the Python is the only prominent language which is used in data and AI right now in industry also. So we will just discuss few important points about the Python, so that means you get to know everything which or everything about the language which you are going to use now in your career. Okay. Okay. So first, this is Python. Python is a programming language, right? So first, if I talk about what is programming. Okay, so programming basically is nothing but giving instruction to a computer. Means we need to make computer work for us. Okay, so we need to give some instructions, right? Now, uh, we don't give instructions to computer in the natural language, right? Like English or any other language. Okay, we give the instruction to computer using programming. Okay, now programming means it's a set of rules or the syntax which we use to instruct computer, right? Now there are different languages in which you can instruct the computer. Python is one of them. Okay, so programming is nothing but giving instruction to the computer, and the computer follows instruction very strictly. So that's why the syntax we follow in every language, that is very strict. Okay, even a small error, or basically even a small mistake in typing the syntax or in typing the code will lead to an error. Okay, so that is what programming is. Now, why we are using Python now? So why we are using Python for AI and data, basically. Okay, so first, the most important thing or most important positive thing about Python is that it is easy to read and write, unlike other languages like Java and C++ and C. Okay, Python is easy to write and read. Okay, so of course, if it is easy to read and write, you can always experiment fast. So it is fast experimentation. Okay, next, it has huge data ecosystem. What does it mean? Means it has some specific libraries, or you can say specific functionalities which are made only for data analysis and other related things. Okay, so that's why like NumPy and Pandas, these are two data libraries which are used in Python for data analysis, data handling, okay, data cleaning, exploring data, many things, right? We will discuss about these two libraries, okay, later. But yes, this is what Python has for AI in data. Next, of course, it is in industry standard for AI/ML. So yes, Python is used in industry, especially in AI industry, in AI domain specifically. So that's why we do Python, and that is easy to do, right? Even for non-CS aspirant or even for non-CS background students, it is easy to learn. Okay, unlike other languages. Okay. Next, now if I talk about Python's, and it is used to work with data, logic, and automation. Okay, so automation is again related to AI. Okay, when we automate any task, Python is very good in that. Data we have already discussed. Okay. Python has specific tools for data analysis. Okay. Next is Python characteristic. These are important. First is interpreted language. This is the interpreted language. It means that when you write the code, right, there are some lines. Suppose there are 5 lines in the code. Okay, 5 lines in the code, right? So now the Python run. So the basically Python runs this code from line 1 to line 5. If I just mark or label the lines from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it follows the instructions from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically from top to down, always. Here Python runs from top to bottom, means it executes first line, then second, then third, then fourth, and then fifth. But other languages, they run the whole code block at once. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you suppose here you are saying that you are writing a code, right? A line of code, and then next you are saying that x equals to 5 here. Okay, you are defining a variable, right? But if you are using x here, okay, above the definition of x, then it won't work. It will give you the error. Why? Because the Python starts from the top line and it does not know that you have defined x equals to 5 at bottom because it has not seen bottom, right? So it will just think that okay, x is not defined, so it will give you the error. Though x is defined at the bottom, but Python does not know because Python always runs from top to bottom. So first it will execute the first line, second line, third line like this. So that's one of the important things about Python or important thing to know. Then it is dynamically typed, means though we will discuss it later, means the it will basically there is a concept of called data type. So that's where we will discuss this thing in the more detail. But dynamically typed means suppose x equals to 5. Okay, so x is a number here, right? Now at the later stage in the Python in the same code, you can define the same x is equal to any word, suppose Akash. So the x which was integer earlier, now the same x can be defined as a word. And then this will be the new definition of x. Okay, so it will get updated. So basically, the type of the data is in the value itself. It is not basically in the variable name. X can be anything. Sometimes it can be integer, and same x in the same code can be a string as well, or a letter, basically. Okay, right. But in other languages, the variable name itself is a basically is a particular data type. Okay, so in other languages, you can't do this because if x was an integer, you can't make it a letter. But here you can do that. So that is called dynamically typed. So means whenever you type any variable or whenever you assign a value to a variable, it will forget its old value and it will get updated. Okay. Next is it is case sensitive. I think that is also important. Case sensitive means here the capital and small letter are different for Python. Okay, so means suppose there is one command in the Python, print. Okay, so here it is a small p, right? So it will work. But if I just write this print in the code, capital P, it won't work. Okay, if so, this print function doesn't exist, or basically this print will not work for Python because in Python you have a print function with small p as the first letter, not capital P. And for Python, the capital and small letters are different, so it is case sensitive. Okay, next is indentation matters. Indentation is what? Now in Python, the indentation means we will discuss this later, but let me just give you one small thing about indentation. That indentation is used to create a block in a code. Okay, so basically indentation is nothing but the tab in your computer, in your laptop keyboard. You have a button for tab. Okay, so basically, if your first line of the code starts from here, first line starts from here. Okay, the second line starts from here, suppose. So this space which you have given here, this is called indentation.
Okay, and then after indentation, the second block will start. This is second block. Okay, or you can say inner block. Okay, inside the bigger block. So the indentation always creates a new code block. Okay. Now, why we do that? Why it is important? We will discuss that later in other few concepts of Python. But right now, just understand one thing, that indentation means you you basically give some space after one code of line, suppose, and then that will create a new block of the code. Okay, fine. Now next, next is how Python works. So that is same for it. Here the code runs from top to bottom, one line at a time, and execution stops on error. One more thing, so error basically, suppose if you have you have again 5 lines, and code starts running from the first line, and suppose it gets the error at the third line, so it will not execute fourth and fifth, it will stop here only. Okay, so that is called execution stops on the error. So once it gets the error, it will stop, it won't move forward. Okay. Okay, after this, what is code? Code we have discussed, that is set of instruction. One more thing, so for Python, we have discussed in the last class also, or in the last video, that the Python's file is has an extension called .py. So every Python file where you can code uh, has an extension called .py. Okay, now next, terminal we have discussed again in the last video. Terminal, if I show you the terminal in the VS Code, that's the terminal, right? Okay, where the code gives you the output. Okay, so here it is terminal, where you can say that we can always command the Python to do a few things. Okay, it is like Python code in the Python is used to instruct the computer that what to do, right? And the terminal in the Python is used to instruct, or is used to instruct the Python that what to run. Okay, so these are two important things. And in basically in the terminal we always instruct Python, okay, that do this, do that. Plus there is one more thing, in terminal we always of course, to run some codes, like suppose if I talk about numpy and pandas, these are two data libraries, right? In order to use them, we need to install them, right? That's what we do even in our laptops, or in our mobile phones. We always download the app or software and install that, right? Similarly here also, in order to run these libraries, we need to first install them in the ecosystem. So where do we do that? In the terminal. So here I will just uh, basically write some command to install the libraries. Dependencies. Dependencies another basically thing which supports any code, okay, or any basically any function in our code. Okay, so everything we do, that is in terminal. Okay, to instruct the Python to basically install the libraries, or to install the dependencies in the code. Okay, so that is the terminal. Okay, so Python code runs through the terminal. Now, next is VS Code. Basic terms we have already discussed, I guess, right? I have already shown you the interface of VS Code, the .py file, the run button, okay, and then integrated terminal. Fine. So these are the basic things which you are supposed to know, okay, about the code and programming, okay. And so for this video, this is what we will do. In next video, we will start with the Python's basic concepts. Okay, so this was the Python introduction. Now we will start with the Python's basic concepts. Okay, basically the variable, data type. Okay, the print function, all those things we will discuss in detail. Okay, so and after every concept, we will solve some questions also, some coding questions. And after every video, you can basically get an assignment, a PDF assignment in the YouTube description. So it will be easy for you to do it. Okay, fine. Okay, so the remaining things, or we can start with the next thing in the next video. Okay, then thank you.